Welcome back to Focus on Health. In case you're joining us right now, we're talking about childhood obesity, and on set with us is Dr. Elizabeth from Kenyatta University. So Dr. maybe now we could pick it up from where we left. Let's talk about now the risk factors for childhood obesity.
Yeah, risk factors, as we have looked at obesity, the main risk factors is diet related. So for a child who is consuming high fat, sugary foods, they will be prone to be obese. So that they're having more energy being not spent, so they become more obese. The other thing is inactivity. Inactivity contributes a lot is a major risk factor. And inactivity is a challenge we are having, maybe in Kenya we can say countrywide. We are having, for example, you look at children, even in the schools are crowded, the programs are very tight, children don't have time to exercise. When I was a young child, we used to have activity in the morning, between morning and lunchtime, would have what we called a PE lesson. Then in the afternoon, I think most of the time we were just out playing. So, but now we don't have that. The school program is very tight. Children are in school, in class, most of the time they don't exercise.
Yeah,
Some schools, like in the urban settings, they don't even have playground. When you look at the environment in terms of where people stay, there's no space for children to play on a flat. There are no playgrounds around in the estates. Urban planning is such that it doesn't provide for that. There are no walkways, even, very limited. So it's very difficult for children to exercise. Two, technology. This, we have laptops, we have iPhone, we have whatever. And like now when we look at COVID, it just helped us now to be more staying indoors with very little movement. And so children are likely just to keep watching TV, playing games, doing whatever more indoor activities, and that makes them have a more sedentary lifestyle. So then they are having less energy being spent. So that is a key major factor that is contributing. And then we also have the policies we have related to food production, like in industry. We don't have policies that help the industry produce healthy foods. So if you are buying foods, most of the time, those foods may be very high in fat, very high in sugar, because that is what people like, and that is what is cheaper for the industry. So you find that we are consuming a lot of foods which are unhealthy because the industry is not regulated in terms of producing very healthy foods. So that becomes a key challenge. So the industry really contributes. Also our transportation. Like now we are having a challenge, whereas it was more a challenge in the urban, even now in the rural areas. In Kenya we have boda. You move, open the door, get onto a boda, it drops you at the right place. So even children don't have time to exercise, like walking to school. It's, you are either jumping in a bus to school, or you are going on a boda. There's no walking, very minimal walking. So there's no enough exercise. So children grow up, their lifestyle does not help them to exercise their bodies for health. So the inactivity is extremely, extremely high. So aside from the food, what we are taking, the food we take that is not wholesome, that is very fatty, high carbohydrate, then it really contributes to that. So then inactivity is one. Then also we don't have policies like which regulate, like in terms of even in our education system, because most things we learn from our parents, or children will learn from the parents, the environment around them, and they learn what is caught more than what they are told. So if in the family environment, the way we have the foods around, if the foods in the home have fat, that's what they will eat. And now when they go to school, if the curriculum does not bring in healthy eating, and even the school meals don't bring it in, like their snacks, their lunches, how are they? They are not regulated, and sometimes most of these foods are more fatty foods, sweet foods, because they tend to be cheaper and more affordable. So then a child grows up, knowing that is what they take. Then in our school curriculum, well, we hope for this, CBC may help us, but our school curriculum has been such that you go through school but you don't learn anything related to healthy eating or an exercise. You don't learn, so they are not part of you. So then it becomes difficult. A young girl now gets married, has a child, but they don't know how to take care of this child. They have not gotten knowledge, information that can help them, be able to manage. So the risk factors are also, there are many environmental, the way we plan our cities, like I was in Australia, if you came like to our university, like if it was in Kenyatta University, we would have the parking of the cars near the gate. So all the cars would be parked there.
So you have to
walk to the offices. But they are not even healthy. Not everybody who looks big is unhealthy, because it depends on the frame, isn't it? But you find that a child is very big, but they are not healthy because they are consuming food to make them big, but not healthy. They have no micronutrients, they have no vitamins in their body, maybe the proteins are very low. So that is those are some of the major contributing factors, environmental factors around them. And also we don't have policies to regulate. We need policies at various levels which can just help now the community be more health conscious.
At least if it starts from the policies, it can also now influence the larger community. Maybe Dr. you could talk about now the diagnosis and even now the treatment for obesity.
Now diagnosis of obesity, basically we just look at the cutoffs, as I had said some time back, is that you look at you measure a child's weight for 5 to 59 months. You use different cutoffs. For ages 5 years to 19 years, you use a different cutoff. So for ages below 5 years, but 6 months to 59 months, just below 5 years, you use weight.
And there you had it from Dr. Let us eat healthy food and also let us exercise, not just for our children, but also let us promote it also on ourselves. And if exercising was one of your New Year resolutions, it's not too late to even start now. I've been your host, Barry Michelle. Until next time, stay safe and stay healthy. You can